Hello, hello, all. Can you hear me? Hope so. I am just getting back from vacation where I had a little craziness. Hi, Melissa. How are you? Hey, Marissa. How's it going? Had a little craziness going on. As you guys know from last week, I flew off from here in Las Vegas back home to Ohio. Originally from Ohio, just outside of Cleveland. In the event, we had a family wedding that we were attending. My aunt, who is 65, decided to throw together a wedding um, in 2 months. And hey, Nana of Seven Crafts. I am good. But good. How are you? How funny. Both from Ohio, both living in Vegas. All right, then. So if you guys have been watching my channel for a while, you definitely know that earlier in the spring, in May, my stepdad, who I call Dad, passed away. My father that I grew up with, I call him Poppy. Just to kind of clarify things, if you ever hear me saying Dad versus Poppy, always call my father Poppy. In any event, my Poppy had passed years before, so obviously that means that I had been very close with my dad. And him and my mom had been together for a long time. And I feel like he, was integral part of our, family dynamic and things, especially having grown up with Poppy. So him and my Poppy were really close. They went to high school together, and so they knew each other before him and my mom had met and come together. And my parents had been divorced for probably almost 20 years by the time my mother had met my dad. In any event, we had an aunt that passed away. The day after everyone got back from her funeral is when my dad passed away. So we dealt with a lot of death immediately in the family, and my aunt decided she was tired of family getting together for sad occasions. She wanted us all to come together for something great and for something positive. So she, who had been engaged to her boyfriend for probably 7 or 8 years, decided to finally, get married. And so it was great. It was really great because, as I said, it was a special occasion. Everyone was able to come together. It was really beautiful. In the event, um, my daughter sang at the wedding, which was really special. There wasn't a dry eye in the reception. She sang At Last, the Etta James version, which is something she used to sing all the time when she was little. And my aunt used to say things like, I wore my hair natural. It had a lot of curls in it, and I had just did it that morning, so it was still like a little damp, and it had like a wet look to it. Um, it was really pretty. Because it was still a little wet, I used a blow dry, like a diffuser, to kind of dry it. I've never diffused it, I just let it dry naturally. And so it was longer diffusing in, like kind of holding the hair. Um, there's this movie called Cinderella, because my dress was baby blue, and it's the newest Cinderella dress out. And a girl that I went to high school with, this is one of the uplifting moments of the weekend. A girl that I went to high school with, I didn't think that she liked me, and so I always used to, keep my distance. She is good friends with one of my cousins. And so I do see her around at a lot of family events and cookouts and things like that. And I always say hi, how's it going, and things like that. Anyway, I was about to go to my aunt to see if she needed, plate or something like that. And she stopped me. And she said, "You ever seen the movie Cinderella?" And I said, "Yeah." She said, "When she's coming down the stairs with that blue dress?" And I said, "Yeah." And she said, "You look absolutely beautiful, just like Cinderella." She said, "Every angle, every time you turn your head, every angle, the way you hold your head, the way you're holding your hand, you are just so beautiful." And I started crying. So that was a really epic comment, and I loved it. And what made it even better was, I know you guys know I've been talking about this journey that I was on, and I was trying to lose a little bit of weight, but I was trying to do it in a natural way where I didn't restrict myself and where I didn't have to change my diet too much. Kind of increased how much water I was drinking, reduced a couple of things out of my diet per week, like not too much change. And I called it, I'm on a journey, I'm on a path to change. And I wanted it to mean to me, you know, something that might mean a little something different to you guys. I go to put my dress on. I had only been fitted for it one time, and that was while I was home the second time picking my mom up for, packing her back up to bring her here with me. And my dress couldn't fit it. It was too big. And it was coming down off of me, my shoulders and everything. I had told my aunt that I thought that I was losing some weight, but I hadn't like stepped on a scale or anything because again, I just was trying to incorporate some things naturally into my diet. And yes, I lost probably 30 pounds, guys. Didn't realize it. And this was since I think the weekend of June 1st. So my cousin, he ran out while we were getting ready for, the actual wedding. He ran to a store and he got me safety pins, and we had to safety pin my dress from the inside to like my bra, my under things, because I had lost way more weight than I ever thought that I could. I think maybe it was the inches that I wasn't aware of. I knew I was losing a couple pounds here, a couple pounds there. I have a lot of weight that I could stand to lose, so I obviously wasn't aware of it. But I tell you, I was so ecstatic, and my cousin he's buff and he's muscular. "Hi, everybody, making food to eat. Make some for us. I'd be nice." So my cousin, he's really buff, and I hate to take my out of shape self around him. And he was so happy and so proud of me. He made it a great weekend also. So it was like big tearful weekend. There was a lot of tears shed all weekend long. We cried more for the wedding weekend when we all got together than we did for going home for funerals and things like that. So it was great, but it was emotional. You should have seen the bridal party when my aunt came down the aisle. She is the baby of all her brothers and sisters. She's the one that took care of everyone because my family's extremely traditional, where the baby takes care of the older people because they'll have their life technically to live once the older generation has gone on. So I think that was like everyone's mindset. Not only were all the bridesmaids, we were all crying as she came down the aisle, but the groomsmen, they were crying. And because the groomsmen were crying so bad, someone in the audience got up in the middle of the wedding and took napkins all over to the groomsmen's side. It was so beautiful. So I'm glad that I had that. It was so much fun. I will tell you guys, I took home 2 diamond paintings. I took home Nola, and you guys already know Lady Creole was going to be a gift. I'm glad you had a good time. Family is everything. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Hey, Rebecca. Make some for me. Yeah, I wanted to do the same. So I took home 2 diamond paintings, Lady Creole and Nola. Nola obviously was a gift that I was going to be giving away. I didn't have it framed because because the person that I'm giving it to, they're in the process of moving. They just bought another home, and I wanted them to be able to pick the frame that they felt worked best with their decor. Long story short, I had made two diamond paintings to give as gifts to my aunt. I asked my daughter if she could go and get them. I was going to present them to her at the reception. Good idea slash bad idea. She loved her diamond paintings. She started crying. My daughter accidentally brought out Lady Creole as well. And I can tell you, if you set up at a reception and you set up your diamond paintings, they will sell. I had a gazillion people coming up to me wanting to purchase diamond paintings from me. And Lady Creole will sell for $300. I have multiple offers for Lady Creole at $300, just so you know. My aunt sent out over 600 invitations. I would say between 450 and 500 people showed up to the reception. So there was an open bar. Maybe some of them were whimsical, but I will say, Lady Creole, she caught eyes and caught a lot of attention. Nola did as well. Nola's huge, and obviously, people thinking about, Nola. How do you frame that? That was their biggest question for Nola. But everyone fell in love with Lady Creole, and she was sparkling. I kind of wish I had taken a few more, like Nefertiti, some of my princesses. I really wish I had taken some of those so that people could see the different ideas and things like that. Hi, Mimi. How are you doing this week? We really need to figure out how to push through time space to share food with each other. I definitely agree. So that's a quick tip for you guys for, when it does come to sharing your Diamond Art Clubs. Um, they do catch attention. The sparkle on them is amazing. I had two AliExpress, and there was some sparkle on there. There definitely was some sparkle, but Lady Creole outshined the sparkle from the AliExpress paintings. And you know, if I had been trying to sell them, this would have been pretty economical. And I'm thinking about, starting to sell some of mine, because on the way back from Ohio, I had a little boo boo on the plane. And yep, that is a hospital bandage. Um, I didn't do anything. I would say I got beat up by a stewardess on the plane. So I was on the plane trying to sleep, and I always put my armrest up. And I put it up so that I can lay my arm, a little bit more comfortably on my leg. Um, and I was knocked out asleep, and the stewardess came by and she bumped my shoulder arm. She bumped it really hard. It kind of jostled me, and I woke up, and I felt a little pain. So I try and get back to sleep, and I notice, it's a little, I don't know, sore. I feel it throbbing from the bump. She comes back up the aisle. She bumps me from the back. She proceeds to do that about four more times. And by the time I got off the plane, my arm just felt so badly bruised and things. I ended up that night, like the pain got progressively worse, 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 worse. And I ended up the next day having to go to emergency. I was trying to go to urgent care, but for some reason, Med Express urgent cares are all closed. So I ended up having to go into a regular hospital emergency. In any event, uh, the bumping, probably the second one, um, hit my rotator cuff, and it's not torn, but it's extremely worn, and the aggravation of it being hit so many times definitely impacted it. So I am on a lot of great pain meds. I'm on some. I had 4 shots directly into my arm, and we're hoping that it'll do a lot. It's hard to, I can lift this arm, I can't lift the other arm. So we're going to see how this impacts me this week. I don't know. I'm having some difficulty lifting it and things like that. But I did have all the MRIs and X-rays, and they did determine that it was the rotator cuff and it being aggravated. They actually said, I see that, Rebecca. They actually kept saying, "You sure you didn't? You weren't in a car accident?" I said, "No, I know it was." It was like, usually this kind of aggravation comes from either falling really hard or, being jostled around in a car accident. And I said, "Yeah, well, I was knocked out sleep, but I really felt like I had been jostled around when I got bumped." So that's pretty much, where I'm at there. And the last time I said, "Man, please, this hurts so bad. Please, can you at least turn a little bit?" And I knew she was going to say, you have to keep the aisleway clear. I had told my daughter, I think that's why, she didn't apologize or anything when she bumped into me, because my arm was a little in the aisleway and things. So there literally was no concern. Other than that, like I said, it was a beautiful, I'm late, but I was getting a quick shower. That's okay. You're welcome to be here, and we love to have you. So that was pretty much the a big event, but the weekend couldn't have gone any better. Um, you should have seen the rental car. It was huge. I felt rich. And shout out to Thrifty. Never rented from them before. I always rent through Hertz. And I love the customer service that I get from Hertz. No lie. So Hertz, you go out, you pick your vehicle, boom. Any car in this row definitely can get it. And so I like that. When I get back, not a problem. We'll go ahead and shuttle you over to the airport. No need to take the shuttle. I love that as well. So I did go through Thrifty, only because Thrifty had a better deal. I went through them. Their price on the damage waiver was extraordinarily high. But I always get the damage waiver because I figure I'd always tell them I just want to be able to tear the car up and then bring it back. I don't want no issues. You don't touch my insurance for anything. And so being able to tear it up and bring it back was like $38 a day. That was extraordinary. But I kept thinking, would it be worth it to not take it and pay the $500 for your deductible and then go through your insurance and then get, increase in your rates? Or you just want to pay the $38 and be able to tear the vehicle up? So, tore the vehicle up. With Hertz, incidentally, it depends on, I guess the class, but Hertz is a lot cheaper. I think it's like 14 something. But the vehicle classes at Thrifty are different than the vehicle classes at Hertz. And the car, I always get an SUV, and this SUV was huge. It was beautiful. The wheels, everything sparkled, and we got a gazillion compliments. Pulling up here, we went to a store. I forget what we were buying. Oh, drinks. We were thirsty. We were buying like Gatorades. And men, "Oh, that's a nice truck. Where'd you get that at?" So I loved it. I really did, especially when men come up to you because they feel like they own that market where they pick the right vehicle and women don't pick the right vehicle. So I felt like getting so many compliments from men, we were up there. So I feel like I did good there. Other than that, the rental, I went through that. We talked about my airline. Definitely talked about how Diamond Art Club is so superior and everyone wanted to place orders for a Lady Creole. I told them, unfortunately, I'm not taking orders. I kept thinking about my son. And if you guys watched either last week or the week before, my son has a thing about doing the crafts, the diamond painting on request of other people. He hates it. And so I thought about him and how he feels and decided, yeah, I better not. I better not. So moving over from there, I'm back, and now I don't have a project that I'm working on, and I also don't have any gifts that I'm working on, which is a good place to be. Definitely a good place to be. I know last week we talked about the diamond painting burnout. Do I feel the burnout? I don't necessarily feel the burnout. What I feel is like my excitement, oh, I can't wait to diamond paint and all of that, has waned a little. I think it's waned because I've been working on gifts and projects for other people. Since I've been back shopping. I've been back online. And as you can see tonight, I'm going to do a little bit of kitting up, because I'm excited about starting on some projects of my own. These are small projects. The goal behind these projects were because I didn't want to go from large project to another large project. I wanted to kind of break it up. I know that a lot of people are coloring, and I've looked into coloring. Obviously, that's something that there's an interest in. Um, I also looked into paint by number. Paint by number definitely has my eye a little bit more, simply because I used to do that in like the 80s and the 90s. I did a lot of paint by number. But Night says now you can either take a break or just leisurely craft. I definitely feel I don't want to take a break, because I do look forward to kind of coming in and doing something. I don't watch a lot of television. I watch it. I watch a program that doesn't require my eyes to be on it, like Hallmark. I like to watch Hallmark, especially on the weekends when I'm diamond painting. I don't feel like it requires my full attention. I can look at the movie at the beginning, see what the characters look like, see if they have chemistry, get me a little glass of wine, and then the movie's off. It's off and running, and I can look up every once in a while and then still, focus on diamond painting. That's really how I like to enjoy the craft and things like that. So obviously um, coloring I feel like would require my full attention down all the time. And I think the same thing, honestly, about paint by number. But paint by number, I think about how I can display my artwork. And I don't know so much if when I colored a few years ago, if it was artwork I wanted to display. It looked good in the book, and I would leave it in the book, but I wouldn't take my book and then like go to a friend's house and show it off. I definitely would do that with my diamond art. And I'm definitely sure that I would do the same with paint by numbers. So that's pretty much how I have to look at it. And then also last year, this time, I was trying to get into polymer clay and jewelry making. So those are just some things. And I know we talked about it last week. I'm still kind of flipping through, but I have at least been shopping. So shopping has been, kind of taken back over. And to be honest, when it comes to crafting, I feel like there's an addiction in and of itself when it comes to shopping also. So it can take me hours to kind of go through different sites and things like that, looking at the different canvases. I have not purchased from every shop out there that I'll see a canvas on. I do have a painting coming in this week, and I'll probably do a unboxing and a review of that. So look forward to that video. But really, truly, I like shopping. I think that's an addiction in and of itself. And so just trying to piece together whether I'm going to get squares or rounds. I am partial to squares. I'm a partial to them because I feel like, I can get more detail out of them per size. Obviously, you can get a lot of detail out of a round, but you do have to go larger for that, same picture in order to get the detail. So I think for me, I have particularly kind of steered clear of rounds for that. I don't have a problem with them. I do like how they move faster. So probably my stash is predominantly square, and I think I'll be purchasing a few more rounds just so I can alternate back and forth. Maybe for every square I'll do 2 rounds or something like that. Laura, darling, how are you this evening? Hi. So, so that's pretty much where I am right now. The addiction is back as far as shopping, wanting to shop for diamond paintings, going to all of the different sites like AliExpress, eBay, Amazon, Star Roar. Definitely, I am back, kind of shopping along those lines. And as I said before, I am in the process of kitting up my next project. So I have decided that my next project is going to be Betty Boop Boo. Yes. And with that being said, since it's going to be Betty Boop, I just wanted to kind of show you. Do you guys de-kit your previous projects? Like, do you kind of go through and you take them and I've never done that. Most of my older projects were, I used to put them in these baggies right here. And so I just leave them in the baggies and throw the bag. I have a drawer that I would throw the baggies in. Here's like some of my old project. This was my Mickey and Minnie. This was the excess. So I would have these projects, and as you can see, this says the Asian flower. This says Winnie the Pooh. This says Mickey and Minnie. And then this row right here was actually just a row of like empty containers. And then if I kitted up and needed like extra rows, I would have started from here. So that's pretty much how I do it. And then this is the Asian flower all kitted up. I just haven't done it yet. And one of the things that I was wondering is, if you guys what they call de-kit your projects, and if so, what do you do? Do you keep the diamonds? Are you throwing them out? I know that that's a question we're all asking. I de-kit, and they go in baggies in a shoebox. Okay, so that's a good idea because I definitely would like to use these containers again. Laura Law says, besides ear infection, sinus infection, sore throat, I am good. How are you? Well, you came in after I showed this. Spent some time in the hospital the last couple of days. Just getting back over. I didn't know if I would feel up to because the medicine they have me on definitely makes me feel nauseous. It makes me feel nauseous. A pain medicine takes a lot of the pain out. Wow. Hope you start feeling better soon. Thank you, Mrs. Coffee. I am feeling a lot better. I was in a lot of pain. I've never felt this kind of pain. And I have 2 kids. And I have never felt this kind of pain. Like my arm progressively got worse. Rotator cuff is no joke. And anybody, I guess, who has dealt with it, the first thing that people say is, "Ooh, that's serious pain." My body was in so much distress. My blood pressure was up. It went to 220 over, I forget what the bottom number was. But they thought I was about to have a heart attack. So that's why they kept me. Need to get a lot of rest. Yep, that's what they said, Cindy B. And I'm telling you, these last few days since Monday, all you can do, especially on the medicine that they give you, all you can do is just lay around groggy. I opened my eyes for the first time like 9-10 o'clock this morning Pacific time and started to kind of be able to have a lucid thought and a lucid moment. So my son, he's been excellent. He's been coming and checking on me. My daughter, she's been excellent, and my mom. So I do have the right trio because I think I would have probably just left the person alone and said, "Oh, I hope you feel better. Let me know if you need anything." Gave him a little bell or something. But I didn't have to worry about that. So other than that, I'm starting to feel a little bit better. Obviously, these next 4 or 5 days after Monday, I have to start physical therapy. So obviously that's not going to be nice. And but I'm going to do it. Physical therapy, because what they're trying to do is get the rotator cuff to heal. And if it doesn't heal naturally, then unfortunately I'll be looking at um, corticosteroid injections, they said. And if the injections don't work, then I'll have to have rotator cuff surgery, which I don't want. I don't think I want that. If this hurts as bad as it did, then I definitely don't think that surgery will feel any better. So there we go. All right, so now moving on. The next thing I'm going to do is probably just see what you guys think is the best way to kit. For me, I always use a label. I only have 2 labels left. This is not going to work too well. I always use like a labeling system. And I'll take the labels, and I will, as you can see from one of my old systems, one of my old projects, I will take the label and I'll put it down in the bottom corner of the container. And it's just a great way, especially if you know this is the only project in that container. It's a great way. You'll know what it is. You name it, you'll know what you're working on. One of the other things that I used to do when I used baggies was I would take the number off of the color, and I would simply tape it to inside the baggie. So obviously that's what I'll be doing, is trying to get, I don't know. I don't think that I want to let these go to waste. So the first thing I'm going to do right now is just kind of a little bit of inventory. Sorry about the noise, because I know some people don't like it. I like the noise. I like the crinkle, because it sounds like we just purchased something. All righty. And literally, if you guys don't know, I know a lot of my son hates kitting up. This is the worst part of projects for him. Not for me, but for him. And a couple of times I told him, well, I'll help you out and I'll kit it up for you. So when I do that, he'll do something nice. Like he'll buy me a painting or something. So it's worth it for me. But literally all I'm going to do is just kind of do some inventory, put these in order. Okay. And let's see what Mrs. Coffee is feeling exhausted. What's going on, hon? We can't have that. We don't want you exhausted. Need you? Is this well, I'm sure it'll tell me in a moment if that's 606 or 909. Crinkle away. Thank you. And Marissa says, Mrs. Coffee, I'm sorry you're still not feeling great. I'm doing good, though. Thanks. Marissa's feeling good. Any big plans coming up for, does anyone do like a big, giant Halloween festivity or anything? Like when we were kids, Poppy used to, well, he got into things a lot. And he would do things like decorate our yard. We had a 3-car garage to the left side of our house, and then we had like a 2-car garage on the right side of our house. And he would create like a maze where people could go in and go through. In the back between the 2 garages, we had like a pond area. And so there would be a maze going through. Yes, some people could fall into the pond. That was pretty much the whole point, stay safe, stay dry, that type of thing. But does anyone else kind of get into the Halloween festivities and create, those type of like haunted house, scary home type ordeal? My daughters love Halloween. I can take it or leave it. Oh. Laura says, damn, we all a hot mess this week getting I agree, Laura. Mrs. Coffee says mental health affects physical health. I feel like I'm getting my crazy back, so getting better. Marissa says, I love Halloween, and if I had a house, I would be that neighbor. Yeah, I can understand. We didn't have any neighbors. We were the only house on our block, so that is probably why we didn't irritate anyone, which is a good thing. I definitely believe that's a good thing. But obviously, we would invite kids over from school and things, give them our address so they can come out there. Keep in mind, I'm from Ohio. We didn't grow up in the cornfields, but when I come here, that's pretty much what everyone says. Oh, she grew up in the cornfields. So we did used to overdo it, but it was two holidays per year that we went crazy on. Halloween, and then obviously Christmas. My father was even worse at Christmas. Halloween decorations last from probably the beginning of September to the 31st, November 1st through probably February 7th is Christmas decorations. And he was a fanatic for Christmas, so he loved it. I celebrate my wedding anniversary. That experience is absolutely ghoulish. I'm too old and haven't cared about it since my kids have gotten grown. Cindy B says, my daughter bought a black Christmas tree. She's going to decorate it for Halloween. I like that. I like that, Cindy B. Really do. I think that's different. That's special. I think that's what I'm looking for. Just, different ideas and things. I don't really do a lot. Me and my kids, up until last year, we still were trick-or-treating. My daughter announced last year that she was trick-or-treating until people start kicking her off the porch. I don't know what happened, but sometime this spring, she told me she thinks she's done. I'm like, what? What happened to until people kick you off the porch? I don't know. I definitely don't think I'll be trick-or-treating. So that ended immediately and abruptly for me. I'm thinking I got years to go. And now I was told I'm retired. So don't know what to do. I'm trying to come up with some things, little fun in the neighborhood. Because yes, I would get dressed up and I would go with her, which is no problem. So now I don't know what to do. I'm looking for ideas. And Marissa says, I have a black tree too, Cindy. It's my Harry Potter tree. Uh-oh, not the Harry Potter tree. Mimi says, hi, Mrs. Coffee. Hope you're feeling better. Cindy B says, at Christmas, it'll be Nightmare Before Christmas decorations. Mrs. Coffee says she's getting there. She's trying to get her crazy back, Mimi. I'm trying to get my crazy back. Once that comes back, she'll be back to normal. She'll feel back to normal. Do we all ever feel back to normal, though? No, I think we just get better. We get better. Right? All right. Getting there. Oh, man. 64, 3808. Almost done. And this is, what's the difference between 3865 and 5200? Okay, 5200 is completely white. I get that now. I see that. I see that. It's shown. Okay, so no takers? No one? A shade and a half. I like that, Marissa. A shade and a half. And let's see. This is 606. Where's my pen? Here we go. And let's go. Yes. And so, who hates this process? I certainly am hating it now. There we go. But some good stories that's happened this week. I feel like I shared everything. And now, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now there's nothing. All right. Almost done. 82. 4. 7. 3, 8, 9. All right. You can tell I'm not good at multitasking. There we go. Oops. Okay. Good night, Mrs. Coffee. Feel better? Well, I like to stay in chit chat, but Mr. Coffee is threatening me with carrying me to bed. I don't get go and rest. I think that's a good question. Hey, but Lazy Crafts, how are you? Rebecca says that kidding up is her favorite part. Let's see. White versus eggshell. Yeah, that's what I'm able to see. White versus eggshell. I have some winter paintings coming. That'll be real interesting. This one right here just looks pure white. This one looks like it needs to be washed, like something spilled on it. So, okay. 5200 is definitely brighter. Kind of going back over there. Here we go. And Rebecca says, well, I may have to buy some more ice cream. As I understand, there is no new releases from Diamond Art Club this week. Uh-oh. Everyone saying, go get yourself some rest, Mrs. Coffee. Good night. And But Lazy says, hey, Marissa, Rebecca, Cindy B. And then says, good night, Mrs. Coffee. So I was getting on the plane and I met a girl who was on the plane and she saw my mom carrying a diamond painting. And she was like, oh, I'd be interested. My mom said, well, she has a channel. So one of the things that I know that I don't do a lot of this, I see everyone on Facebook and things like that. And I usually don't mention my channel. I don't have any type of like marketing strategy or anything when it comes to, drumming up memberships and things like that. And obviously going into the fall, that's something that I wanted to maybe focus a little bit more on. I don't know if it'll all be diamond painting as opposed to just the crazy, things that I do when it comes to being addicted to crafts. Which if I had a channel in the mid 2000s, was a lot of zany, tactics and things. But the spending on the craft is the craziest part of what I go through. So do you guys, and I know we've talked about this before, but it's always a great topic to bring up. Do you guys have a budget when it comes to your diamond painting? And if so, how? I think someone told me before, they pay their bills first, and whatever's left over, they feel free to spend, which is great. But obviously, one thing that it doesn't do is put like a price amount. Do you guys have an amount, like of a budget? I do. And at one point, it was like $100 a week. And not to say that it's still not there. At this point, it's whatever I, want to really spend it on. But to put things into $30 a month, unless there's a DAC BOGO. Okay, I like that, Marissa. No new releases. Yes, I don't have to feel jealous. Diamond Art Club has done something they've changed the game a little bit. Everyone wants a diamond art club, and they started showing their pieces online, and I love that. I love that they were showing their pieces online. Great, love this. So then you had something that you could covet, you wanted. The new releases came out, and the fact that they could sell out before they were available to the regular public, I think that in and of itself created a market. And now, no budget. I should have one. I don't have a budget at all. I will have to put myself on a budget to be able to afford my physical therapy and the cortisone shots, which is going to be something new and something different. But the way my insurance works, you got to pay your deductible and everything up front before you want us to help you. You got to invest in you and your health before we invest in you and your health. And I don't blame them. But it definitely is going to impact the diamond painting budget. Literally, my mom was like, well, just go back and sell the paintings that obviously have been offered a lot for my painting. Just go back and sell a few of your paintings. I have a flex card that I have also, but I'm trying to allow that to build up in case I really, have to pay out on something a couple of years or something from now. So yeah, at Diamond Art Club with these new releases, that puts some pressure on me. I want to have them. I want to have them immediately. I want to be able to, because of what happened with Island Time, which is still not available. So that was a lesson in and of itself. If you like it and you have the money, you better buy it, because it may not be available later and it may not come back around. So I still never got, the Island Time painting that I had wanted. And so that's where I am right now with trying to decide if I'm going to do a budget, if I'm going to be able to stick to the budget, and what does everyone else's budget look like? Is it going to be similar? Is mine going to be pathetic compared to everyone else's? Will I still be able to contend? I can see especially when those new releases and those sneak peeks are done, they put a little pressure on me and they make me want to just buy. And back in the day, I would go to AliExpress and I'd go, okay, well, I'll just go ahead and get this $6.42 painting right here, and hope that the drills are of decent quality. Oh well, if the diamonds pop off and I have to roll it out, oh well, at least I'll have the painting. Because like I said, purchasing is an addiction in and of itself. But Lazy says, I don't have any DACs. Plays the smallest violin in the world. There you go, But Lazy. I got you a little bit of violin action. Yeah, I don't know. So it's obviously some changes that are going to occur. And coming up on those changes pretty quickly. So we'll see. Shawana, I am kitting up my next project and trying to decide. I think that I'm going to take Marissa's idea when it comes to de-kitting, put them in a plastic bag and, kind of put them off somewhere. I heard people say they throw their extra diamonds away. I don't want to do that. I'm not there yet where I want to do that. And the reason I don't want to do that is because I definitely want to be able to source myself if I ever run out of a color. And I'm not such a prude that it has to be exactly the same. I'm okay if it's a different hue. I know, some people, they don't like that, some hues are different for the same exact DMC color. Um, yeah, I'm not there yet where that matters to me. I do know that there is a distinction in the quality between Diamond Art Club's rounds and then rounds from AliExpress, Diamond Art Club squares and squares from AliExpress. I see that there's a distinction. Would I mix them? Yes, I would mix them. I think that would add to a little excitement, especially if it is on a canvas that wasn't a Diamond Art Club. So I'm okay with all of that. Marissa says, I've only thrown away one batch and it was a Huracan Company painting. I'm okay with that, Marissa. I know my son has reined in heavily on his Huracan. He hated. And so, yeah, I'd be scared to keep Huracan extras also. She says, I keep my DAC separated from the others. I do that also. In fact, these little signs, when I fill them out, on the back, I put DACs and then the name, like DACs Lady Creole, DACs Nola. I want it known that these are DAC diamonds inside this container, so that yeah, I don't want to mess around when it comes to DAC because of the quality. But I do wonder what they would look like sprinkled in with some of the other companies. That would probably be real ideal to check out. Never know. I think this one is the best. So we'll see. You never know. We'll see. Any event. Yeah, like I said, my budget is going to be changing. And I don't know. Is DAC slowing down permanently? Because they had a lot of releases. They told us at the beginning of the year that they had, I think that this will look best if I do it like that. Yeah, that they had 60 canvases that were coming out. And I assumed when they said that they were all coming out at once. That was back that April 15th release. And it feels like obviously they broke it out, which was, very smart, very smart. But now with the holiday season almost, amongst us, does that mean that, they're done? Are they going to have more? Are they holding off just for the time being? That's going to be pretty interesting to find out. Does anyone know? I am kitting up this is a Betty Boop. I'm sure that's what that means above her head. Betty Boop. But boop. That's what I'm sure it says. Anyway, I think it's cute. I'll show you guys I think I did an unboxing when she first came in, but I'll show you the drill quality in a minute. I label DAC and Evermoment. I do love Evermoment also. Melissa says, is Henalyn still going to be on DAC? That was something they had released earlier. They said later in the year. I assume that they're going to save that. If this is just me guessing, so I don't want anyone to assume that this is the, truth. But if I were Diamond Art Club, and so many people are looking forward to Hannah Lynn Originals to become diamond paintings, what a time to release it other than Black Friday, so that you hit that market anticipating Christmas gifts and presents. I would definitely do something around that time. So I'm guessing that that's, where we are. Oh, pretty. Yeah, it's going to be fun. Quick little piece. Let's see. They just finished moving their company to the East Coast. Okay. Just popped in to say hi. Have to be up in 3 hours for work. Love y'all. Love you too, Shawana. Don't work too hard. Hey, Peppers. Mimi said, I read somewhere that they are working on some to be released in October. That might be a more ideal October if you want to give people time to work the gift up. But I am definitely sure that by I would release. I used to work in marketing, and your demographic and timing was all that mattered. And I loved the timing that they had where they told us that there was going to be the April 15th release. I never forget saying, just come get this money already. I got it. Was ready for them to come and get the money. And then they said they had the May 7th release. And then they were doing a release every weekend in June or every weekend in July. And I love that. That was great marketing. That was great strategy. That was great demographic. Every weekend in June, and then July, I think they started sending out the canvases for sneak peeks. Another great way to utilize, they don't have to pay for advertising. They were able to utilize the fan base already of established YouTubers and creators. That was such excellent marketing. I'm telling you, such excellent timing, excellent marketing. Definitely drove my addiction, and I'm sure it enhanced the addiction of the rest of us. So, with that said, now the addiction is there. And, I think, like I was saying to you guys, there is an addiction to shopping, just as much as there's an addiction to getting the canvases, doing the unboxings. Sorry about the crinkle. And for me, and I'm sure plenty others, we just really enjoy just being able to get the canvases, work them up, do the ooh ah. I like the ooh ah. I like the effect that it has also. There we go. And what I mean by the effect is when someone sees a completed work and they do that ooh ah, oh man, is that worth it? Yes, it is. I love that. Ooh, where'd you get that at? I love that effect. Yeah, I bought a diamond painting from Action. It was in a box. Okay, it was in a box. I prefer. You mean it was rolled and it came in a box? Was it on like a foam roller when you took it out? I like those. I prefer mine to be. So we'll see. What's the largest purchase that anyone has made at any one time? How many were in your purchase, and how many paintings did you get? Anyone? Anyone? For me, the largest dollar value I think was 200 and something, 200 and I don't remember, 11 or something like that. It was a Diamond Art Club painting. I had four. One of the paintings, four or five, I can't remember. One of the paintings was Talitha Kumi, and so that purchase was the largest in dollar value. As far as all at once, I think I got 16 in an order that I had placed on AliExpress before. So the next highest from 16 was, I think I had got 10 from eBay. Yeah. You have to be careful with them eBay purchases. Anyone here purchased from eBay and then regretted it? Anybody that's new here, this that I'm doing is called kitting up. I am taking the diamonds out of the package that they came in and putting them into a personal storage unit that I have. And I know that there was a couple of newbies that said they were joining me. So just so you don't wonder and it looks boring to you, this is definitely where we start when it comes to our diamond paintings. We start off here, what we call kitting up. And after we kit up, there we go. After you kit up, you're free to just grab it and, start working on your project. As you can see, these are two projects that are already been kitted up, but I didn't have a desire to start working on them right away. When I looked over some of my projects, I just wanted to get started with this one. So here we go. Here we go. But Lazy says, I got one diamond painting, a 120 by 50 that was 20 lira. I hope that was right. Good night, Tia. I'm off to bed. Night, Rebecca. Get some sleep. I'm sure I'll be talking to you later in the week. Pepper says, I love kidding up. Cindy B says, sorry, I am labeling containers. Cindy B's labeling containers. See, we're all having a lot of fun this evening. Yeah. Did I say that right? 20 lira? And what's that, about $22 or $23 US? Or is that 20 pounds? That pounds? Euro. Oh, that's less than, yeah, euro, that's probably what? $15 US? $10 US? Labeling. Night, Rebecca. Everyone's saying good night. Euro. Okay. I bought 6 paintings from DI Moon Shop a year ago to justify the shipping was $200. Whoa! Wow. Y'all, but I'm losing the battle with my eyelids. Good night. Night, Marissa. Don't lose the battle. Get some rest. Mimi says, I'm working on a particle I got. Oh, you working on that, Mimi? Oh, I hope you're having fun. And Cindy B says, the paintings they have now are more expensive. Yep. But Lady says, well, I know it's $30 Canadian dollars. So it's Canadian's a little bit more than US dollars. So I'm sure it's like probably $24, $25 US. Okay. Well, there you have it. I was just wondering. In any event, I've made a couple of purchases on Amazon. Amazon they have like nice group packages. Get 4 for $20. These 5 for this amount. I do like purchasing, because for me, I was trying to build my stash up. So I did purchase, like that. Do I think, this is a question that I get asked whenever I'm showing my stash to someone. Do I think that I would ever be able to do all of them? And I sat down, and based on them being squares or rounds, if I were to do them, back to back with the schedule that I, diamond paint now, how long would it take to do them? And I'm definitely into 2020 comfortably. Definitely. Maybe even early 2021. When I think about it, it doesn't sound that far off. So my addiction is still intact. If it was so far off that it just didn't make sense, I'm probably sure I would stop. But it makes sense. It's a craft and it takes time to do them. So for me, is that so far off? Nope. At all. Especially with the fact that whenever you give one to someone, 82 more people want them. You almost have to build up a stash of completed work just so that when other people see them, you know what? Here. Because I'm sure after I fill up these walls, I might not mind so much. I might not mind. I might not. Right now, I mind. I don't like to give away my babies. So the paintings they have now are more expensive. Yeah, 20 euros or 1/5 of my pocket money. Okay, euros. I have to look that up. I think I looked it up the other day to see what so many euros were, and I think they were a few dollars. It might have been a little bit more in US. I can't remember because I was looking up the pound sterling, because for the same reason that Cindy spent all that money shopping at DIY Moon Shop, I was looking up the price, And the artwork has changed since, 6, 7 months ago too, Cindy B. But I was trying to determine, what the prices were in shipping. And I looked up the euro, I looked up the pound sterling because there's some things on. I know a lot of people are doing unboxings from Victoria's Moon Shop, and there's some things on there that I see that I want. There's a few canvases, and this is what I like when I go to different shops. I like to see canvases that I can't go to other stores and find right away. If I'm on page 10 and it didn't come up of your store, then I'm okay with saying I didn't find it anywhere else. I don't want to have to go to page 47 of all of your, canvases to find something. So usually after I get to a certain page, I say, well, let me check out this other store, see what they have. Hopefully they have a different selection in their first 5 to 10 pages than the previous, So for me, that makes it all worthwhile. In any event, I did look up, and there's a lot of stuff on there that you do see everywhere else. And when you see items in one location that you can find everywhere else, I feel like the price should be competitive. That's just me. I do feel like the price should be competitive. If you corner the market and I can't find this anywhere, then you can play around with the pricing a little bit. You got a little room to do things with. But I definitely don't feel like you should corner the market at all whatsoever if your canvas can be found on 22 other sites. That's just me. I don't know. How do you guys feel about that? But we will, because we always keep buying. That's right. We do always keep buying. I know I do. That's what I'm trying to figure out now, what my new budget's going to be. But I didn't say I wasn't going to have a budget. I agree. I'm looking for new artwork and selections. I am definitely looking for new artwork and selections. I think while I was trying to decide if I was going to get into paint by number, one of the things that I wanted was just a difference and things. I don't know if I'll get into it. I think, like I said, my desire to shop for diamond paintings, that's definitely back full on, crazy as it has been. So no problem there. But one thing that I do like is the differences in the selections. I think when Chuck Penson's artwork came out, it, kind of created, and I think for a lot of people, it created, a different type of painting. We all were going crazy over color blocking and things like that. And now, you can have an appreciation for landscaping and scenery, especially with some of it. Like, I don't see a lot. I know a lot of people hate confetti, and hope runs deep. I don't see it. It's some confetti, but it's not as, I guess, wasteful and complaint filled as I guess the confetti was on Island Time. Cindy, I know you have seized the day. How much confetti is there in that? And is it, like, as Mrs. Coffee says, is it disrespectful confetti? Is it, okay? Is it doable? Is it complaint worthy? I saw that Heartful Diamonds has 2 anime diamond paintings that I want. I'm going to try them. You finished these today? Great. I know you'll probably post something online. On Facebook? How did you feel the confetti was for it? Was it like ridiculously too much? I don't mind confetti myself, so I didn't think it was bad. Okay. I don't know. I don't want to say I don't think that I mind. I will say when I was working on the Disney Castle, it wasn't that I minded. It was that I couldn't see the item until it was under, like, the viewfinder. That was the only time I could, like, when I'm in confetti and working through it, I couldn't really see the project and what I was working on with the blind eye. I had to literally look through the viewfinder to be able to see it. So I did prefer to, like some of my other projects, to be able to look down and immediately see what I'm working on. I like to be able to see it. Cindy B says, I didn't post it, already seen it posted several times. Yeah, I guess I can understand that. Mandy Manzano is color blocking, right? She is predominantly a color blocker. But, I mean, that doesn't mean just her. What's her name? Frances Judd, I think her name is something, Frances Judd. Although she has cute paintings and things, a lot of her work looks to be color blocked. It's just, not as much 310 in between the blocks of color. So it all depends. It depends on your preference and what you're looking for. I'm thinking that I'm looking for something a little more whimsical, romantic. I don't have a problem with fairies. I see a lot of fairies when I go on AliExpress. I'm starting to like that, as long as they're whimsical. I don't want anything too gothic, because that's a little harsh for me. So I think it just all depends on, what you're looking for at that moment and things. And for me, I think right now in my moment, I am looking for the romance. Looking for the romance. I don't think anything's wrong with that. So something just a little whimsical, beach scenes through the window with curtains and things like that. I think that sounds pretty up to where I'm looking for. Beautiful landscaping scenes and scenery. It's so hard. Not many people from Amazon ship to Austria. That's the unfortunate part. When you do find something that you may like, can you order it? Can you have it shipped to you? A lot of companies out there. I get that. So being able to find something that you like within your wheelhouse, and then can it get shipped? Do they have any diamond painting companies that can be like affiliates and just drop ship on behalf? Perhaps that's something that maybe you guys can look into. Just maybe drop shipping on behalf of, their customers and things like that, for like maybe a monthly fee or something. Obviously, that goes back to what I was saying before about marketing and demographic. If you don't have a large demographic of, customers that are ordering from you, then some companies will feel like, why bother? So that is something to think about. I want Craftmates lockables. And you said I don't think so. Craftmates lockables, I've seen those. Those look good. They look pretty decent, pretty good. Okay, almost. We got 17 more minutes, guys. I'm not going to do too long tonight because I don't want to bore you guys. I know I am kidding up, and that's probably boring to watch. I am definitely utilizing this session to get great ideas from everybody. And the main reason is because, like I said, I'm back shopping. But, I want to keep, I love diamond painting, and I want to keep my interest there. I don't want it to wane. Like I said before, it had started waning. I really do believe it was the gift aspect. It's very hard to do diamond painting for someone else. So I don't know if I'll, ever take orders for it. Definitely don't. I can see me, just creating a stash of completed work and maybe being generous enough to gift out of my completed stash. But yeah, I don't see ever taking orders. You have to be pretty special for me to, take an order and work the order up. I don't see me doing that. What about you guys? Is there anybody that doesn't mind, that likes it enough to where when they, when someone asks, they'll do it for them? Cindy B has Craftmates. She loves hers. They cost 5 times as much. just to ship them here. That's a lot. I got some Harbor Freight ones this week. Wanted to see if I like them. Yeah, let me know how you like them. Obviously, what with Harbor Freight, someone else brought this up to me, and it is real, a real. Hold on one second. What they said was that they didn't know how much they would reuse their Harbor Freight because after using them for one of the projects, they felt that their Harbor Freight, the plastic was real, like it softened up a lot and was very pliable. And I do agree that they do soften up. They're nowhere near as stiff, after you've worked a project and that, you've opened that case several different times and things like that. They're not so loose that, the diamonds are falling out or anything. The case still fits. It's just softer. It's not stiff. So for me, I think if I de-kit one project, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 18. I have 35 cases right now of these. So I think I'm pretty good where if I de-stash or de-kit after I finish the project, if I put that project away and just use another one and rotate them 1 through 35, I think I'll be okay. But that is something that someone brought up that they didn't like. They didn't say they were going to stop using it, but they did notice that as, a selling point, I guess, for their lockables, because their lockables they use repeatedly over and over, and they said it doesn't feel like it's loosened up. So that is, like I said, something. But I love my Harbor Freight storage system. Wish I had got this from the start because I did spend a lot of time on some other projects in the storage containers from other places. And this is just easier. It's easier to store. It holds a whole lot more. So I definitely love these. Mimi says, I love my Harbor Freight. Cindy says, I'm afraid I will spill them. Butterfingers. Yeah. And Bud Lazy said, I would do it. I like the process and the kitting up the most. Okay. And Cindy B says, at least it only costs $5. Unless you get the coupon. There's a coupon you guys have to look out for. It gives you, I think they said 40% off. I can't remember specifically. But I believe I got 40% off of my purchase. That you could get up to 5 of them. And the purchase had to be under $10. So clearly, I got 5 of these. I wonder what that breaks down to. They are $4.49 in the store. And I got 5 of them, and then I went to another Harbor Freight and got 5 more, and then another Harbor Freight and got 5 more. So that was how I got so many of my Harbor Freight times point. That made them $2.69, $2.69, $2.69 because that's a 4. Yes. And then multiply that by 5. So I paid $13.47 for each group of 5 before taxes. And we have 8.25% sales tax here. So just the kind, and I got 5. So for me, that's why I have a gazillion. And someone, I think it was Dearly Crafted, she had posted that Harbor Freight had a sale. And so I said, well, this is the prime time for me to go and check. And sure did. Got the 40% off. Item had to be under $10, and you could get up to 5. And it applied. Boom. Called 3 more stores. Do you guys have these containers? I had the item number. They looked it up. One store their truck had came in. They hadn't emptied the truck. How long before the truck is empty? They didn't know. Showed up at the store. The manager, she didn't want to pull anybody from inside the store. And the guys who emptied the truck, they were on lunch break. Manager went, got me 5 Harbor Freight down. There was an older lady that was shopping that day. She said she was looking for these. I think that she was a diamond painter also, although we didn't get to talking about it. And she said, that's what I'm looking for. I would like to have those. Where did you get that? And I said, the manager went in the back and she got them for me. Well, I'm going to ask her to get some for me too. And the lady went and got her 5 also. Shout out to Harbor Freight, because that's what I call excellent customer service. Yes. So I did. I think I went to 4 different stores or something like that. Yeah, I went to 4 different stores, and that was my second grouping of purchases. I had already purchased like 5 or 7 of them. I had went online because I didn't know we even had a Harbor Freight here. And someone said, why are you ordering and paying shipping? And the store is around the corner. And I didn't know it. I didn't even think to put my zip code in and check. So that was a little bit of a lesson that I share with you all so that you guys don't look at the same shame that I have. But I certainly did. I paid the shipping to have these Harbor Freight containers shipped to me, and the store's around the corner. And they took forever to come in. So I don't blame you guys when you get upset and you're waiting for your Harbor Freight to come in. But it was worth it in the end, especially knowing that I got that coupon. Waiting for the next one. I even signed up for their sheet. I check it whenever it comes in, you know. My staple gun, you can all of that. You can get all of our craft stuff there. Staple guns and things like that. Abba Nice says, as long as the tab is locked, it won't open. Exactly. As long as the tab is locked, it doesn't open. Even the newer ones, I kind of like that it loosened up, because the tab sometimes can take kind of a while to open when it's older. So I like that part loosened up, and it fits firmly. There's no like diamonds coming out or anything like that. It's just not as harsh and stiff as it was when I first got it. That's the only difference. But I did at least want to mention it because it was something that someone else had brought up. I think it was on Facebook. And I said, well, excellent point, because I did notice that mine had loosened up a little also. It wasn't enough to change, my viewpoint and send me out shopping for any new container. I love my Harbor Freight containers. I just wish I had, come along sooner. I check my Harbor Freight, all the time, my ad. And, I'm really happy with them. There's a lot of other stuff that I see in there, obviously. We buy all of our things from Michael's and things, but Harbor Freight has storage container systems, and they have these craft tables, and they obviously don't call them that. And why? Because that's the store for men, but they do have the craft tables and things like that we could all utilize and things, the same way we go in and buy tables and things from Michael's. So I don't know, pretty excellent information. I'm over here mixing up these walls. I don't know how I did that, but I did. There we go. So good information there. Great little, I see both sides types of things. I saw the Lockabos. I saw what do they call, Dyrese. I saw all of those storage containers online, and they were never in my wheelhouse. And the reason is because I felt like they would take away from what I could be spending on diamond painting. So I was always going to go the cheap route when it came to storage. I buy them, and I had lots of different storage options, but I always took the cheapest storage option. And the reason was, like I said, so I could always spend more towards diamond painting. Cindy B says, however, for me, if the tab is open, I fumble when pouring in the tray. Stiff arthritic fingers. Yeah, I understand about the arthritis. I definitely do. And on a positive note, When they injected, because I got an injection in both arms, and when they injected me, um, the first two injections, they were pain, but they didn't help. The third injection was to reduce inflammation. That one took all of the arthritis out of all these fingers. I know I'm always showing you guys that I have arthritis in my hand. Took it away completely. My fingers haven't felt this good. I can go get a bat and just have a ball, have some fun. Um, so I know what you mean, Cindy B, about the arthritic fingers and things of that nature, the discomfort and things that come from that. Um, I would love to share an injection with you just to give you some relief because that injection felt so good. It didn't help with the pain. The fourth one that they put me on, fentanyl, that one seemed to work a lot better than everything else, but they do have me on some highly addictive stuff. So my mom is watching the admission of those, the so that I don't, get a little secret hankering and next thing you know, end up with an addiction. So my son, he is not playing. He won't let me do nothing at all. Do you really need that? So kudos to him because I think I'd probably be the same way. So, but he won't let me have anything. And when it comes to your rotator cuff, you can get something called calcified tendonitis, and that's where calcium deposits, they get really hard, like rock, crystal rock, and they press against your rotator cuff, and it's really uncomfortable. I have those inside my tendons, and they're pressing on them as well. And I drink a lot of milk. I have a milk addiction, to be honest. So my son was like, "That's it. You're done. You're cut off. No more milk for life. If you want some milk, you'll have to drink almond milk, coconut milk, oat milk." He went down the line of different milks. So he's cut out a lot of fun for me. And yeah, we'll see where that goes. But that's literally what he said to me. And I'll keep you guys posted on that front. And but Lacey says there are basically no good containers here. That is sad. That's not good. Go to the dollar store, and although they're not good containers, I'm going to show you one of the containers, that system. This is what I was about to build before um, before Harbor Freight came along. I don't know if this is going to be worth it for you or not. These are the pill containers that you can get from the dollar store, and it was $1 for 7 of them for all of these. These obviously are 310s. This is a DAC painting. This is Nola. Looks like morphine. Kitted up and ready to go. I don't know if you can see them. They house a ton of diamonds. But I literally went to the dollar store and I was like, I'm not spending a ton of money on containers. And then they come and they're tiny. So you can see Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. These are pain pills or pill containers. And they are huge. They lift right up. I don't use them that much, but they lift right up. There's a ton of storage in there. Ton. And the goal simply was to be able to put my containers in something and be able to diamond paint. So maybe maybe try and see if you have like a dollar store or a general store section somewhere where you could utilize that until something comes along. But I mean, cost effective, obviously. And for the size of the actual bin, there was a lot of room in there. And Cindy said, I had shots in my knee before replacement, very painful. I used baggies before I had to get all the storage. I actually like, my son likes the baggies. I actually like the baggies. Kit down was quicker. Yeah. And but Lazy said, well, I gotta see later. Yeah. I did utilize the baggie system as well. And I got a ton of baggies. I utilized the baggie system as well. Um, when I get a painting, when I get a diamond painting that has baggies already, they stay in the baggies. They stay in the baggies. I'm not doing anything. They're not coming out. So these are already, these are already, they came in baggies. They're already kitted up and they're ready to go. And I don't take these out at all whatsoever. When they come in baggies, they have their number already on them. I just allow them to stay in the baggie, and I grab them, and I'm just ready to go. I love these. They're quick. My son, he prefers to shop online and get his diamonds from companies that, because he hates the kitting up process. He hates it so much that, yeah, it deters how he shops. So just, as a heads up, that's a great idea for anyone who doesn't like it. Now, if you like it, I like the kitting up process. I don't have a problem with it because I like to, it's an opportunity for me to look at the diamonds. I get an idea right then and there if they're crappy or not. Those, I do a lot of squares, but I have some rounds also, and they've come already kitted up as well. So these are all round. So that's, for me, that's how I prefer to, I'll do my kitting up. I usually will use my labels, but because they came on a white background with the dark lettering, it's just easy enough for me to go ahead and cut the label and tape it inside. I can see that when I go in, so it's no big deal. I think what I will miss is being able to see the number here on the outside because I'm used to it, just being in the corner. But it's not like I won't be able to guess what number it is. So other than that, I'm going to be jumping off from here. It is time for me to take my medicine. I got a ton of medicine to take. I got a couple more also. Can't carry them all. Yeah, so we'll be taking my medicine and being a good girl. And it's a lot. I can move the arm a little. I don't have, I obviously can't reach it straight out. I've been working a lot trying to get this to come as far as it's coming. I can turn it a little. I try not to put too much pressure on it. Take care of yourself, Tia. Follow your family's orders. Thanks for hosting. Oh, you're welcome. I am following their orders. I definitely am. This is the first time in a long time where just sitting here doing nothing. You guys know I was on vacation this week anyway. That's the worst part. I was supposed to be on vacation this week and just hanging out and diamond painting. That was my big thing. I wanted to spend the whole week just diamond painting. I was hoping to get 3 projects done. I was going to see if I could do, because these are small projects, 20 by 30. And I was going to see if I could do one a day or a day and a half each, which would give me time to do 3 projects. And clearly that wasn't the case. I spent 2 days in the hospital and laid up and not being able to do anything. And then today, like I said, was my first day just being lucid, because when you're on drugs, I felt like a zombie. Like time was passing. I didn't know how quickly or how slowly. And I definitely couldn't do anything for myself. So I am feeling a little bit back to normal. My movement is a little bit, it's very slow. Like it's hard to get up because you never guess what muscles you use to get up or even sit down. I can't lay in bed because it's not firm enough support. So I feel all of the pain. It literally feels like you ever had a tender piece of chicken and you go to grab like the leg or something and it just kind of pulls out. I feel like that's what's about to happen with my arm. So I sleep kind of in a sitting up position. I'm sitting in my office chair and I have a footstool, and it's provided me the best support. I've been sleeping here, resting here all day. So that's pretty much going to be my life for the next few days until I get a little bit more feeling back and probably started to work this arm, this muscle a little bit more. I will keep you guys posted. Look out for my next video. I'm going to do like a whipping chat and an unboxing. So I definitely want to do a whipping chat of me starting on Betty Boop. And then I'm supposed to have a package coming this week, and I'm going to do an unboxing of that. Okay? Oh, honeydew. Hello, girlfriend. Sorry you spent time in the hospital. Please do keep us posted. I definitely will. I will keep you guys posted. I'm starting to feel a lot better. Um, I need my appetite to come back. So the medicine makes you really nauseous, and I can't really even think about eating. My mom is really on me about just getting something in and eating and things like that. I literally just wanted some milk because they keep telling me, can have milk with the medicine, but my son doesn't want the calcium, any additional calcium deposits, because they go right to my rotator cuff. So that's where I'm at. Other than that, I'll be back next Wednesday. I'm going to try and get those 2 videos uploaded this week. And you guys all have a great rest of your week. Thank you so much for tuning in, and have a good night, okay, all? Bye.